Welcome to Bullion Bulletin. With me, rightly, Mr. Dirk Wissman is a Senior Product Manager, SPECTRO. Welcome to Bullion Bulletin. Can you briefly introduce me and give an overview about this SPECTRO? What are your products and what you are currently doing in India?
Okay, well, thank you for that interview and thanks also for having me here at the conference. Well, first a few words about SPECTRO. SPECTRO is a leading supplier of elemental analysis solutions for different types of applications. And SPECTRO itself is also a part of the materials analysis division of AMETEK. AMETEK, on the other hand, is then a leading supplier of electronic instruments and also electromechanical devices. AMETEK has offices in the US, whereas SPECTRO's had offices in Germany. Here in India, we are, for precious metals applications, we are working together with Nucleus. They are our partner here for this industry, and that's a very successful cooperation over the last few years. And that's also the reason why we are very glad to be here at this conference.
So what are basically your products? It is basically for refiners or?
It is elemental analysis techniques from different types of apparatus using different approaches to analyze the elemental content in different types of precious metals. So this is used, for example, in a refinery. This is used in a refinery for samples that come for recycling or for refining. And some other products are then also used really to determine the content or the impurities in the fine gold or in the fine silver, the fine platinum when it leaves the refinery. But then also instruments from us are used in hallmarking centers, instruments from us are used in other testing offices as well. They are using different analysis techniques, but they are used for a broad range of applications in the precious metals industry.
There are some concerns in the market regarding that there are PGM content in the alloy which cannot be determined through normal XRF machines or through normal fire assay process. So this your technology can detect at the minimum possible time this kind of PGM content in the alloy.
Well, for the typical elements it can do, but it cannot go down to the very, very low levels. For that we would then recommend to use a different analysis technique, which then would on the other hand involve more sample preparation, or may also involve then more work to do for the operator. On the other hand, for an element like iridium, for example, in a gold alloy, it is possible with our XRF machine, with X-ray fluorescence spectroscopy, to determine the iridium concentration, let's say at reasonable low concentrations, because if those elements are present in samples, maybe they have been put on purpose into that material. And then it also means that they are normally not at ppm levels, but then they are also at maybe hundreds of ppm levels. On the other hand, still difficulties can arise because some of those elements, they are not blended homogeneously within the gold alloy, which means that sometimes you even have to do several points of the analysis in order to determine whether there is the risk of contamination with some other elements. But this can be done with our instruments.
Okay, it's nice to hear from you this particular thing, because it has been a concern for some time in the market, and I think this will be a major issue that will be dealt with this time in this conference in one of the panels. So what do you see as the benefits of your offerings for the customer?
Well, one of the offerings, and that concludes, or then we've already said about the analytical performance, because in XRF, for example, then we are looking at many elements at the same time. Then we also offer an instrument now in the next, or in its fourth generation, which can offer a higher precision, and higher precision then also can be the basis for better accuracy of the analysis. So it's the analytical performance not only of the XRF but also of the other analyzers. On the other hand, as you have said, for example, that example with the precious metals, then it also means that we have to work together with the customer. We have to give support to the customer to understand what are the customer's needs. Maybe today it's iridium, maybe tomorrow it's a different element. And together with our partner Nucleus here in India, we are perfectly set up, I believe, really to give that support to the customer, that we're not only offering a complete instrument range, but we are also giving the support to the customer. And with this, I think it is also not just selling an instrument, but it's also a long-term relationship with
So after installing your machines, you are giving a end-to-end 365 days support to the companies whom you are supplying, your customers.
Well, I wouldn't say 24 hours, 365 days a year, but I think we are quite good setup, for example, here in India with the sales engineers and also with the application and with the service guys, that they can really support our customers in a very short period in time if required.
It's really encouraging. So how do you see the market developing in India for your products? And who are your real competitors here?
Well, I don't want to speak about the competitors.
Yeah. So what are the
well, over the last few years, we are very happy to see that that the number of instruments that we could install into customers here in India was really increasing. And I think a part of it is based on the products, but I think also part of it is once we have proven that the support is given at the right time for the right applications, that also that will pass around through the market. And so I hope that we really can sell more products. And based on the success that we also have with the XRF instruments, maybe then in refineries, for example, other instruments from SPECTRO like the ARC-SPARC or the SPARC optical emission spectrometers for purity testing and the ICP optical emission spectrometers for trace element analysis, that come into those labs as well, because then we can really show to everybody that it is giving a complete range of elemental analysis.
A lot of refineries already have come to India and lot they are on the pipeline I heard. And I feel that everybody will be at one point of time, they will be tempted, they will have to install machines that is, the technology that you guys are supplying. So at that point of time, so my question is, do you see it's a really big market in India? Next 5 to 10 years down the line, it's really big opportunity you are seeing in Indian market.
I think there is really a growing potential. There are, let's say, different legislations coming up. There is probably more demand in hallmarking. There is also the gold monetization scheme that still, I think from my perspective, still is just at the beginning. So if that increases as well, then the demand for instrumentation will grow, and that's hopefully coming.
How is the atmosphere? How are you enjoying?
Well, so far I'm very happy to be here, and I think it's also a good combination that you have the conference, that you have the workshops, that you have, let's say, a small exhibition area, but then also, let's say, companies are present, instruments and manufacturers are present. I think also for other participants, it's probably a very helpful
total value
event.
chain actually is here today. Thank you, sir.